Today, I want to talk about a good news in a way or an update. And I think it was, I don't remember it now, but I think it was 6 months ago, 4 to 6 months ago, where I wrote myself a eulogy and I recorded the eulogy. And I think there was an important video that I went back to for quite some time, a few weeks after I recorded it, because it was me conscientiously closing a chapter in my life, thus eulogy. And for me to be ready to embrace and be interested, or be ready to move into this new phase. And I've been tinkering around with a lot of different things, and I've been playing around with a lot of different things, experimenting more intentionally. I was experimenting with a lot of different ideas before, but I wasn't quite sure that's the thing I want to go into. And now I have three options on or three items on the table which I do want to explore. And then maybe two items, and then the rest of them are more hobby related things for me to go and explore. And it's predicated a lot on learning, which I think is very exciting to me when I'm doing things for the sake of learning, to acquire new skills, to go through that learning curve. After the eulogy, after that, after the grieving, after the eulogy, after a couple of months of tinkering around, it's I can comfortably say that in H2 2026, I feel ready to go into the new things that I've decided. And I'm truly going to dive headfirst into them. And it is very exciting. It is very exciting. Will they all work out? I don't think so. But I'm learning a lot along the way. And I'm not doing this to go back to the old version of myself. I am doing this to learn and go back to the feeling that I had in the old version of myself, where I was so passionate and determined and so focused and ready to move things forward. That is a very, very nice feeling that I truly appreciate. And so I feel ready to be in this phase. But the video of today is why how I got here. I think there are two parts to this story. The first part is that for the last 1.5 years, which is the whole concept of the eulogy in the first place, I've done enough. I had I spent I spent all my life becoming the version of me. And good to say that I've reached a version of me that I really liked. I spent 1.5 years really preserving that version of me, to slow down, to take it in, to celebrate me having become. And after 1.5 years, I'm done. I'm ready to go to a next phase of becoming. And so it took a lot of struggles. And I can say this now. If you ask me this like last week, I wouldn't say the same thing. Ask me 10 days ago, I wouldn't say the same thing, because I find a lot of inertia in getting out of the preserving and moving to the becoming. It's a lot of inertia. I mean, it's Newton's first law, right? Whatever stays in motion stays in motion. So whatever is in motion stays in motion. And I was in a motion of preserving. So to move me out into a different state of becoming, it takes a lot of energy to move out of the inertia. Not a bad thing though. It just takes a lot of mental capacity. It's not just me physically doing things. Like the physical part, I think that is possible to do. It's the mental load and the mental capacity to be ready to go and do things. For example, I can say I can set myself a schedule and do stuff, and I could do them, not very well, but I could do them, but I don't get the same quality. Productivity is not just the things that you do, like the amount of time spent, but it is like, are the things I'm doing pushing me towards the end goal? And I could sit down in front of my computer for the whole day and work very hard, seemingly very productive, but it doesn't inch me towards that goal because I don't know what that goal was like. And so today After tinkering, playing around, experimenting, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, really taking a lot of time to reflect who I am, what I believe in, what I want to do, how do I want to continue, what does a new version of becoming look like, what is going to be the same, what is going to change. After a lot of reflection, a lot of thinking, I am in this phase now that I'm ready to move forward. And I am moving forward, not just ready to move forward. I am moving forward, and I'm very grateful to be in this phase. I have spent, as much as there was this whole phase of preserving that state, that 1.5 years, which I call semi-retirement, I'm so looking forward to the phase I am right now, where I'm eager and I'm passionate and I'm ready and I just want to go and do things and I know what the goal is and I'm moving forward and I'm going to I'm moving forward with more intention now to get me closer to that goal, as opposed to before that, the intention was to figure out what that goal was. I think all in life is very easy. The getting there is fun and it's easy. The difficult part is where you're going, where you want to go. It's like an Alice in Wonderland where the Cheshire cat was saying, "Yeah, you can take any path you want, but you need to know where you're going. If you don't know where you're going, you can take any path you want." So it's very, to me, I think the most important thing is to reflect, understand yourself, figure out who you want to be. And there's no exam to look forward to. There is no guiding or academic pathway for you. At least that's how I led my life before. But that you need to go figure out, I need to go figure out what I want to do, where I want to go. And then the how part, I will figure it out as I go. But the what, then the why, so important. And in the 80-20 rule, I would say most of the energy, 80%, is spent on the where, what, why. The how is physically laborious and mentally can be quite straining, but that's genuinely 20% of the effort to get there. So I I'm very happy that I've crossed the 80% of I don't know where I want to go, and now I have an idea. Will this be the same goal in 10 years' time? I don't know. I don't think so, because the world's going to be very different then. But I know the direction I'm going towards, and I will pivot and change as I experience this. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, then I need to pivot, and that's also fine. And I'm in that phase right now. So that is part one. After doing a lot of experimentation, reflecting, and all, I'm ready. The second thing is, it's good timing, I guess, but sometimes you just meet the right person that makes you want to be the best version of yourself. And as much as it's the right timing on phase one that I'm ready to go into this, the the second reason is that I just want to be the best version I can for this guy. I I just want to be the best version possible. Not to make him proud, not to be, worthy of him, but he inspires me very much to want to be that version of me, that best version of me, that and thus becoming, right? Because best version means a continuous improvement, and it's a process of becoming. And I'm just so excited to want to do that, to want to be that version of me, because he just inspires me so much. And that is just a fantastic feeling. Now today I woke up thinking there is something I have in the back of my head, and maybe it's time to get started with that. Which is something, it has never occurred. That thought had never passed through my head before, which is writing a sci-fi book. But today I woke up thinking, yeah, I feel like I'm inspired to do that because of him. So, yeah, this is a little update, check-in, accountability, because I started the accountability check-in before. I didn't really continue, which is an irony in its own right. But a lot of things are not, it's like sleeping. It's little and little and little, and suddenly everything accumulates, and then bam, you sleep. It's this the straw that broke the camel's back, but in a good way. So it's all these little things that accumulated, and I'm in this phase now that the stars are all lined up. And I'm really excited to see where this is going and to see that best version of me that's coming to unfold. All right. Bye.